Welcome to Tech Bytes and News, your daily roundup of articles featured in Hacker News. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of creating domain-specific languages, or DSLs, using Lua. It's a surprisingly elegant approach, and we'll unpack some key techniques.
I'm really excited about this. DSLs are powerful tools, but I've always found them a bit mysterious. What makes Lua a good choice for building them?
That's a great question. Lua's flexibility is key. Its syntax is remarkably adaptable, allowing for the creation of mini languages within Lua itself. The article highlights this by building an HTML generator as a DSL. Think of it, writing HTML using Lua's syntax.
Wow, that sounds cool. So how does this HTML DSL actually work? I'm particularly interested in the techniques used.
Right, so the article focuses on several clever techniques. One is dropping parentheses. In Lua, if you're calling a function with a single argument that's a string or a table literal, you can omit the parentheses. This makes the DSL code much more concise and readable. Think print hello instead of print hello. It's a small change, but it adds up.
That's neat. It really cleans up the syntax. What about chaining? How does that fit into the picture?
Chaining is another powerful technique. It lets you chain function calls together without parentheses, as long as each expression on the left evaluates to a function. The article gives an example of a web routing framework where you can chain match and GET or POST functions. It's all about making the DSL feel natural and intuitive.
I see. So you're essentially creating a more expressive syntax within Lua itself. But how do you manage the scope of all these functions without polluting the global namespace?
That's where function environments come in. Instead of making everything global, which is bad practice, you use setFenv, or a custom implementation for Lua 5.2 and above, to create a separate environment for your DSL. This keeps everything neatly contained. The article shows how to use runwithenv to execute code within this custom environment.
Brilliant! That's a really elegant solution. So the HTML builder uses all these techniques together, right?
Exactly. The HTML builder uses a meta method, index, to dynamically generate functions for each HTML tag. So when you call h1 div or a, it creates the function on the fly. It's all very dynamic and efficient. The build_tag function then handles the actual HTML generation, cleverly handling both attributes and content within the same table.
That's impressive. The article mentions handling void elements like void. How does it manage that?
It uses a simple table, void tags, to keep track of self-closing tags. This allows build tag to generate the correct HTML, either with or without a closing tag. It's a small detail, but it shows the attention to detail in the implementation.
One thing I noticed is that the HTML builder doesn't do any escaping. That's a potential security risk, isn't it?
You're absolutely right. That's a crucial point. The article explicitly mentions that this is a simplified example, and that adding HTML escaping is essential for security, especially when dealing with untrusted input. It's a great example of where a seemingly small detail can have significant consequences.
So to summarize, Lua's flexibility, combined with clever techniques like dropping parentheses, chaining, and function environments, allows for the creation of powerful and expressive DSLs. The HTML builder example is a fantastic illustration of this.
Precisely. It's a testament to Lua's power and elegance. And remember, always sanitize your input. Thanks for joining us on Tech Bytes and News. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into Lua DSLs. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.